All right, so today we're diving into what Microsoft is thinking about the future of software development. And we're not just talking about the buzzwords. We're going to get into the real philosophy, the tools, and of course, the AI that they think is going to change how all of us, build and create from here on out.
So Microsoft's entire strategy for developers, it really boils down to just three words: connect, code, and grow. Now, this isn't just some marketing tagline. It's actually the framework for everything we're about to talk about.
So what do they mean? Well, you can think of them as the three main quests for any developer today. Connect is all about plugging into a massive global community. Code is about having the absolute best tools to build whatever you can dream up. And grow? Well, that's about the constant learning you have to do to stay on top of your game.
Okay, but that's the real question, isn't it? What does all that actually mean for you as a developer, sitting at your keyboard right now? How does that philosophy turn into real tools you can use? Let's break it down, and we'll start with the toolkit. You know, every great build, whether it's a house or an application, starts with the right set of tools. And for a developer, that's your toolkit. Microsoft's whole approach here is to give you a universal set of tools that lets you build, well, pretty much anything you can imagine.
And this slide, it really shows you their core strategy in a nutshell. It's all about balance. On one hand, you've got the super powerful established tools that developers have known and trusted for years. But on the other hand, you have total flexibility. Use any platform, any language you want, and build for any target you can think of, whether it's the cloud or some new device.
So who are the big players in that toolkit? Well, you've got Visual Studio, which is just world-class for coding and debugging. Then there's Azure for building and deploying things at a massive cloud scale. You've got Windows, a super powerful dev environment in its own right, and Microsoft 365, which lets you create experiences that reach millions of people right where they already work. These platforms are really the foundation of everything.
And here's the best part. You can build on that foundation, using the languages you already know and love. It doesn't matter if you're a Python expert, a JavaScript guru, or a die-hard C++ developer. The whole ecosystem is designed to meet you right where you are. Okay, so we've got our toolkit. Now let's talk about the superpower that is literally changing everything: AI.
All right, we've got our tools. Now we're getting to the really exciting part of the journey. This is where we start to infuse everything we create with a new superpower, and that's artificial intelligence. This is where the whole landscape of development is being completely reshaped.
So here's the thing you really need to get. Microsoft doesn't see AI as just another product or feature. No way. They see it as a fundamental capability that completely changes how we build and what we can build. It's a shift from just writing code that follows instructions to creating systems that can actually think and reason on their own.
And the big idea driving this whole shift is the AI agent. So what is that? It's basically an intelligent system that can do way more than just crunch data. It can actually reason about a problem, come up with a plan, and then take action. Just imagine an agent that's watching your customer support tickets. It sees an urgent server is down ticket, understands the problem, drafts a technical response for the team, and assigns it to the right engineer who's on call, all before a human even lays eyes on it. That's what we're talking about with an AI agent.
And the cool thing is, Microsoft is trying to make this super accessible. Building an agent isn't supposed to be some kind of dark magic. It's actually a pretty straightforward three-step process. First, you start with a real-world problem you want to solve. Second, you use their modular platform, it's called Microsoft Foundry, to kind of snap together the AI pieces you need. And then third, you deploy your agent and let it get to work.
Now don't let that simple three-step process fool you. Behind it is some serious power. Let's quickly look at the key technologies. First up is Microsoft Foundry. Think of it as a production-ready toolkit with a bunch of pre-built parts to help you build agents way faster. Then, you've got the GitHub Copilot SDK. This lets you literally take the brain of Copilot and stick it right into your own apps. And finally, you can pull in some heavy-duty reasoning power using models like Anthropic's Claude, which are great for really complex multi-step thinking. These are the Lego bricks for building modern AI apps.
And this isn't just theory, you know? Check out this quote from 𝗠𝗶𝗰𝗿𝗇. They're using Microsoft Foundry to build real enterprise-level solutions today. This just goes to show you the real-world impact, taking all this advanced AI tech and turning it into something that creates actual business value.
Okay, so we've got the tools and we've got the AI superpower. But let's be real, a developer's journey is never a solo mission, right? The next piece of the puzzle is just as crucial, and that's the community. Because the best ideas, they rarely happen when you're all alone.
And this really shows what that community looks like. It's not just some online forum, it's a whole ecosystem. You've got GitHub for all your collaboration, tech groups for meeting people in your own city, reactors, which are physical spaces for hands-on learning, and cloud advocates who are out there sharing their expertise. It's all connected, like a giant support system.
And man, is it an active community. There is always something going on. You've got things like the upcoming AI Dev Days Hackathon, or JDConf, for all the Java folks out there. These are awesome opportunities to actually connect with other developers, learn from the pros, and maybe even build something cool together.
So that brings us to the last and honestly the most important part of this whole journey. You're armed with the tools, you have AI at your fingertips, and you're backed by a community. So the focus now shifts to you, to your own growth, and to the big question: what are you going to build next?
To help you on that path, Microsoft has laid out some really clear learning resources. So if you want to go deep on artificial intelligence, the AI Learning Hub is the place to be. It's got curated plans and guides to get you skilled up, no matter if you're into data science, app dev, or infrastructure.
Or, hey, maybe that idea of AI agents really caught your attention. If so, the Copilot Learning Hub is your next stop. It's all about teaching you how to build extensions and plug the power of Copilot right into your own custom apps.
Or maybe you're thinking about the bigger picture, like how can my team build and ship software better and faster? Well, the DevOps Resource Center is just packed with guidance on everything from agile methods and using Git, all the way to automating your entire build and release pipeline. And finally, because look, none of this matters if what you build isn't secure, there's the Security Learning Hub. This is your starting point for building apps that people can trust, and for adopting modern security ideas like Zero Trust. So, there you have it. That's the vision. A universal toolkit that meets you where you are, supercharged with the incredible power of AI, and all supported by a massive global community. The path is there, the tools are ready to go. The only question left is, what will you build?